like the... Chefs, we are counting on you to take down Bobby Flay tonight. And it's all going to come down to what you did to make the squid ink the star of the dish.
Sure. Tell us what you made. I made a squid spiced prawn with a tomato compote and a squid ink aioli.
I don't like the look of the ink on the shrimp itself. It kind of looks like an oil spill happened on the shrimp. But the shrimp is nicely cooked. The tangerine sauce plays nicely with the aioli. You taste the freshness. And to get done that quickly is pretty amazing.
I was a little concerned about the reduction of squid ink. It's already got that strong flavor, but there's a great little dance going on this plate. The tangerine sauce, aioli, the delicate use of the spices. One thing I think you could have probably done is maybe some more texture. You had a lot of time left. Chef Stace, what have you made for us?
A squid ink potato and gnocchi with a little pickled Fresno chili.
The big thing about making gnocchi is making sure you don't wake up those glutens, right? They're just a little bit tough. And I think that's just because of the amount of time you had to make them. I'm getting punched by the Fresno chili, and then that squid ink sauce is a little bit wimpy. But I have to say, I mean, it's amazing that you got gnocchi done in this amount of time.
Thank you. The pickled Fresno chilies are dynamite. There's brightness that you don't expect from something that looks this color. I like the texture of gnocchi, I think, more than you do. They could be a little fluffier, but all in all, beautiful dish. This is going to be a tough decision. We're going to need a moment to talk amongst ourselves.
Stace made a very impressive dish, but I know my dish is a winner. It's my turn to go against Bobby. You had your chance.
The chef who is going to chop Bobby Flay this evening is Demetrio.
Oh.
Obviously, it's disappointing, but Demetrio is a fierce competitor, and I've taken one from him, and now he's taking one from me, so I feel almost fair. You can do it, buddy.
You went a little safer, but it worked out in your favor. So now you got to try to beat this guy, and you better do it.
Don't worry, I got your back. Demetrio, congratulations. You beat a very tough competitor. You're next. Okay. You are certainly one of the most confident chefs I've ever met in my life. Why don't we get to it?
Very good.
What are we cooking today?
What he wants to say.
Beef bulgogi. Oh, Korean food. Oh, boy. Korean dishes, I love it.
Well, Demetrio, unfortunately, Mark and I cannot be the judges for round two. So instead, we've got 3 culinary experts standing by to do a blind taste test.
Whichever dish they like the best wins. You each have 45 minutes, and your time starts right now. I'm going to ring the bell.
Is you're not Bobby? Beef bulgogi, classic Korean dish. It's marinated beef grilled.
If you're in a Korean restaurant, you're going to get this usually with some rice, a lot of different sauces. You're going to get a side of kimchi.
We need a win here. It's like redemption for us.
I'm no stranger to Asian cuisine. At one point in my career, I was running 30 Asian restaurants. I make beef bulgogi at least once a month.
Looks like Demetrio is using some short rib. The way the short rib is cut across the bone, it's going to cook very quickly.
I'm making short rib beef bulgogi with a homemade white kimchi, samjang, and puff rice. The first thing I gotta get started on is to marinate my beef. So a little bit of miso, scallion, ginger, and garlic, and soy. I have 45 minutes to make it taste like it was marinating overnight. This is elevated modern techniques together with classic flavors of Korean barbecue.
Demetrio is going to sous vide them, which is taking all the oxygen out of that bag to jam that flavor in there as much as possible.
I'm sure he's going to pull it out of that and then sear it.
I've only cooked Korean barbecue a few times, but I've eaten it enough, so I really feel like I know the classic Korean flavor profiles. So I'm making a strip steak, beef bulgogi, with a crispy kimchi rice and a gochujang sauce.
Bobby has gigantic Asian pears, and the pear is going to lend a sweetness to his glaze that will caramelize beautifully on the beef.
First thing I do is I marinate my steak. I use some Asian pears, some ginger, some garlic. Then I add soy sauce, togarashi, which is like a Japanese pepper, some sesame oil, and some mirin, and a little bit of white brown sugar.
New York strip is a great idea. There's a lot of marbling. He's got it really deep down in the marinade. That's going to pick up some good flavor.
Gentlemen, you're in 39 minutes. Chef, well, you know how to make a guy feel welcome.
I hurt my
So you are sous vide. So short ribs.
Absolutely. It allows the meat to really rest.
I want to say you have that set at
136 will basically cook your meat to like medium.
We're getting all techie in here. I love it. All right, good luck, Chef. Carry on.
Thank you, Chef.
Have you ever seen anybody use sous vide in a competition?
Sometimes they fry up those machines over there. I don't know what they're doing.
He's doing all kinds of techie stuff. What do you do?
I use your strip steak and I have it marinating old-fashioned way.
Hey, you gotta save the old fashioned for the old, brother. Exactly.
This is elevation right here. Maybe after this battle, you can teach me how to use those equipment.
Chef, he's got just under 25 minutes on the clock.
When people think of kimchi, they think red constantly spicy and soury, but my kimchi is a little bit sweet, so it's not gonna punch you in the face as much. So I have some daikon, snap cabbage, scallion, Asian pear, fish sauce, and I'm using lactic acid, which is gonna speed up my fermentation.
Like that. He's putting cabbage inside the whipped cream canister. Hey, Benito, that's going to be a really weird whipped cream, man.
I'm making it white kimchi. Once you compress it, the lactic acid is gonna start breaking down the natural fibers of it to make it more fermented.
What are you talking about?
You gotta start moving modern times, baby. I must have heard the wrong dish.
I think a lot of judges would rather have things cooked in a traditional way, as opposed to something that's intellectually impressive.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. Tell you one thing, I'm getting a science lesson today. 73% of all chickens are fed in a supply.
Thanks for Walking Dead. Sundays at 9 on AMC or watch a week early on AMC Plus.
31 minutes, guys.
So the only rule we have here for the beef bulgogi is that it has to be a marinated or glazed grilled beef. After that, the world is your oyster.
On Dimitri's side, he's doing a little elevated dish, and he's kind of going traditional.
Beef bulgogi is usually served with a traditional dipping sauce, which is sweet and salty and vinegary at the same time. I'm pureeing ginger, garlic, scallion, fish sauce, and then I'm gonna add soy sauce and honey.
I'm exhausted watching you guys. I'm just staying over here. It's an expensive jacket. And that sauce is going on what?
My bulgogi sauce, you can finish the garlic ginger sauce.
Oh, okay. So what are you serving with the ribs?
I'm gonna do a puff rice.
A puff rice, huh?
Also, basically, I'm gonna do a samjang using gokujin.
Samjang is a Korean hot sauce. It's really good with beef bulgogi. So I added ginger, garlic, scallions, fish sauce, and also miso and gokujin paste, which is a Korean chili paste.
You feeling confident?
Oh yeah, I'm not stressing at all.
Don't mess it up.
Oh, I forgot.
Koreans love spicy food, so we make a gochujang sauce, which is gochujang, tangerine juice, honey, soy sauce.
Just the sauce is going with it or what?
That's the gochujang sauce, yeah.
It's making like a science project. Incredible. Oh, you got that marinating good in there.
Exactly.
Who's cheering for Team Chop over here? Yeah! What? You're out of here. Hey, we gotta get security. I gotta get a couple of these people out of here.
Play fans out of here.
14 minutes left. Keep cooking.
Hey, Demetrio, what you making there with the rice paper?
Making a puff rice. You know, it's already a dehydrated rice and tapioca starter.
Okay.
So I'm puffing it to be my rice element on my bulgogi. And actually, this is gluten free.
Bobby, did you make any rice?
I'm making rice, yes. Check this out. I'm making it. I know it's shocking. Don't hate on it until you try it.
He's going old school, I'm going new school. I'm gonna pull out all the stops.
For my crispy rice, I combine white rice with sauteed napa cabbage, a little kimchi, and some soy sauce. And I crisp it over in a cast iron pan.
So this may come down to something totally different from a bulgogi competition. This may come down to a referendum on modern techniques versus classic.
I'm hungry. I'll be right back. We're at the forks. Here you go. Oh, here we go. You're not using the rib parts?
No, because the rib parts in between it is too tough.
Ted, come on over here. I got something for you too, Ted.
Hey, let me answer that.
Here we go.
Oh, man.
You got 5 minutes left. You got enough time?
Yeah.
Good.
When I get my steak out of the marinade and I start giving my everything. All good?
Demetrio does a nice job of feeding us.
I know Bobby's not feeding us.
No, not being.
Oh, well. Let's have the team talk.
Oh, look at that. I may not know all the fancy food techniques, but I have one trick that makes the judges very happy.
What dish is not better when you put an egg on it?
Bobby's frying up an egg. So predictable.
45 seconds.
I put my samjang on a plate. I put my white kimchi down top of my samjang. Kobe beef, bulgogi marinated short rib around it. Top it with a little bit of radish sprouts, cilantro, toasted sesame seeds, and the puffed rice. I get my steak down, crispy, crusty rice, the egg on top, a little bit of cilantro, scallions, some gochujang, and white sesame seeds. It's great flavor and it looks great. If there's anything I'm nervous about, it's the white kimchi. I hope that my elevation pays off.
Demetrio's dish looks like it came from like a 4-star restaurant or something, but it always comes down to flavor with the judges. So don't count me out quite yet.
HGTV wants you to geek out and rediscover the houses built by our forefathers. Meet the team that revives these houses with history. All new series, Wednesday at 9 on HGTV. Hillary and David asked the big question.
Well, what is it?
Are you going to set your DVR?
Yes. I love it. Let's go.
Never miss an episode. Love it or list it. All new, Monday at 8 on HGTV. Beautiful day in Baltimore. Where most people probably know that Geico could save them money on car insurance, right? You see, the thing is, Geico could help them save on house insurance too.
Hi. Okay, I'm ready to come in now. Hello.
I'm trying my best.
Seriously, I'm serious. Request to come installed.
Geico, saving people money on more than just our insurance.
Within this hollow bowl is the grain of all time.
You like this one?
Heart healthy,
let's go.
artificial flavors, and ready
Still
to use.
uploading?
It's epic apples and cinnamon by the spoonful.
Said it could take 25 to 30 minutes.
Jeremiah energy is everything. I was like, somebody needs to see this awesomeness I get every time I.
Neil?
The short rib is.
I introduce you to the judges. Our first judge, chef owner of MP Taverna, Kathy and Fish Tag, Michael Salakis. Chef owner of Pig and Cow, Leah Cohen. And the chef and co-owner of Fortina, Christian Petroni. Judges, tonight's challenge was bulgogi. Please try the first plate in front of you.
The short rib is off the hook, cooked perfectly. It just melts in your mouth. The puff rice, it's pretty, but it doesn't add anything.
I love the choice of using the short rib. It's really rich and has a really nice fattiness. But if I'm gonna eat kimchi, I want it to be like acidic, spicy, and just like kind of punch you in the face.
That medium rare piece of short rib was just perfect. It's fatty in all the right places. Overall, I think that we could have benefited from just a squeeze of acid, something to kind of wake up the whole dish.
All right, judges, if you could please switch your plates.
Loser.
The meat is delicious. It's that sticky, sweet, beautifully cooked piece of meat. The rice, you're looking for that crispiness, not really getting that.
I think the char is really, really nice. The marinade has that like sweetness that bulgogi should have. I do wish that the rice was a little bit more crispy.
The char on this meat is really, really killer. Caramelized and smoky and crunchy. I think the only problem is, I guess because it just wasn't a lot of kimchi in the rice. So if there was just that burst of acid, I think that bite would have had more of a unique flavor profile.
All right, judges, it is time for you to vote.
Thank you, sir.
Bobby
Both of us
Flay.
nailed our meat, but I thought I showed more creativity. Made the best chef win.
The winner is.
Loser. Bobby Flay.
Does it again, Bobby Flay.
The butter.
I'm very proud of what I did. I beat Sace and to come out here and go against Bobby is an accomplishment all on its own.
Can we have another rematch?
Anytime.
Comes to our house, he wins. We come here, he still wins.
Well, you got beef with me? Let me get shot. I'm Bobby Flay. Each week, one brave chef will try to take me down in my house. Tonight, it's all about grilling. This culinary battle is going to shake down in 2 rounds. Round 1, to get to me, 2 contenders have to go through each other using an ingredient they can grill. 2 people that know me well will decide.
From Virginia. And there was always one. In luxury hotel kitchens across Canada. Please welcome Chef Ruth Wiegman.
Bobby, this vineyard-to-table chef, honed his skills at Michelin-star restaurants across America. From Virginia, please welcome Executive Chef
In the toothpick left.
Ruth, Ian, how you guys doing? Great. Feeling good?
Yeah.
All right, here's the way it's going to work. I'm going to give you an ingredient of my choice, and you must make that ingredient the star of your dish. And that ingredient is Quince. How you feeling about this ingredient?
Yeah, it's okay.
What about you? This is a new one. All right, good. Joseph and Michael will taste your dishes, and they'll decide which one of you goes up against me in round 2. 20 minutes on the clock, keep calm, and Quince on.
It's a tough one.
I was thinking it was like an under-ripened apple.
Yeah, the tartest apple of the world as well. We always did Quince with roasted duck. And there was always one new kid in the kitchen. And you'd always go, oh, have you tried these new heirloom apples?
I get it.
It's going to be really tart. It needs something fatty and rich to really set it off.
Bacon and quince would go nicely together. What about like a pork chop or something? Yeah, you can make a glaze out of it. Fresh ginger and quince goes really nicely together. See what we think of it.
I'm going to let him rough you up a little bit. Under 17 minutes to go, guys. How you doing? What's your game plan?
I'm gonna roast it, get some sweetness on it, a little bit of honey, pair it with some bacon and a salad and some nuts.
Hazelnuts?
Yeah,
That would be nice.
I love hazelnuts.
I'm going to stick with flavors I know from the Pacific Northwest. So I'm using hazelnuts because they have a nice earthy, nutty taste.
Well, good luck.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay.
I was born and raised in British Columbia, and going fishing ignited this passion for food. So I went to culinary school, and then I was part of the team who achieved 5 diamond status at the Fairmont Southampton in Bermuda. But one of my proudest culinary moments was being the first woman to place gold in the gold medal plates competition. Today, I specialize in Pacific Northwest cuisine at the Fairmont Vancouver Airport. Hey, Bobby, I'm all the way here from Vancouver, Canada, and you're going down.
What's your plan here?
Quince roasted vinaigrette, fried mozzarella, quince
No
raw,
fun, dude.
pressed in the vac sealer. Built a nice little salad based off of that.
All right, I like it.
Quince is a pretty flexible
Well, it was
food
plugged
with a
into the
lot of
other
options
charger.
to push the envelope.
Different,
And fried mozzarella will
No,
balance
thanks.
the tart quince.
Well,
For the
whatever.
for batter, I've got
It's
flour,
this one.
baking
It's
soda,
a different.
and club soda, and my
It's
vodka,
fine.
which will evaporate so quickly that when you
Same
fry
meat,
it,
yeah.
But the end is
fry it
Yeah.
yeah. crispy.
Submit.
Fried a little bit of cheese. You can never go wrong
You
with
never
fried
roll with
cheese.
fried cheese ever. My first kitchen job in college gave me a real
27 minutes,
appreciation
29 minutes,
professional
31
cooking.
minutes,
And
33
being a
minutes.
self-taught chef, I wanted to learn
Jesus
as much
Christ,
as
getting
possible.
longer,
I
not
had the
shorter.
opportunity
34
for
minutes.
multiple Michelin-starred restaurants in San Francisco, as well as some of the best caterers in New York City. Today, I'm the executive chef with Pippin Hill Farm and Vineyard. We do chef's tables every single day from our beautiful farm in Virginia, and I'm here tonight to beat Bobby.
Ruth is going to make a salad. She's rendering out a little bit of bacon, and then she's going to roast the quince to bring out some nice sweetness. Ian is making a vinaigrette with the quince, and he's also compressing some of the quince.
Quince takes well with anything sweet. Honey is a great way to go. And when you compress quince, you are essentially taking all of the molecules and you're making them smaller to change the texture.
Let's see what we got here. All right, just under 10 minutes, everybody. Ruth, what do we got going on?
I'm just chopping the nuts. I'm just building everything, and I'm kind of going with like a
Oh, I need them
warm
both
vinaigrette.
plugged in.
So I put
This
the
one,
bacon, the shallots,
the
and
old
the
one
hazelnuts
going at
together.
33%.
And then in my vinaigrette, I have red wine vinegar, salt, pepper, honey, canola
Pretty
oil.
low.
Are you worried about Ian over here?
I'm
Is
good.
this a no cord?
My man, tell me what's going on.
Got some compressed quince.
So is this filling it in some capacity? Or
There's a little bit of honey, but as you can see, it kind of
No,
gives it
no
a
one
nice
for the
color
new
to it.
phone.
Awesome. In my dressing, I'm starting with
Oh, yeah,
half of
put
an
it
orange,
in.
adding in mustard, honey.
Is this
white
one plugged
vinegar,
in?
my
Put it in
roast
the
quince,
one phone?
and then slowly emulsifying in the canola oil.
3 minutes remain.
Ruth,
And
29
that
minutes
wonderful
remaining.
butter on fat, so it's gonna really complement the fruit, I think.
Ian's taking a couple more chances. It's all going to be to see if he can finish on time.
Let's get it on the plate.
I start dressing my salad. I add my bacon, hazelnut mixture, and I'm placing my quince
They're
on
same
each plate.
size.
First, the sauce goes down. I'm grabbing my mozzarella out of the fryer.
This actually
Finally,
might be a little
the
bigger
quince.
because I think the screen is the whole.
Mm-hmm.
3, 2,
Why don't you get it out of here? Confuse it.
I feel like I got this in the bag.
Well, it's already got one.
Got nice quince.
Transferring from one to the other, it
Well,
says to keep that one
when I
close.
get the quince, it's shiny.
Oh, they still
Yeah.
connecting?
Yeah.
David pops a big question. Well, what is it? Are you going to set your DVR?
Yes.
I love it. Let's go. Never miss an episode. Love it or list it. All new Monday at 8 on HGTV.
I came a long way to be found by you. Buy more, spend less. Shop now at homegoods.com.
Where does the stress go when you're driving a Lincoln? Does it get tangled up in knots? You might have your own theory, but maybe it's better to just let it go.
73% of all chickens are fed animal byproducts.
This is really wrong.
Why don't you head on down to the Purdue boys? No mystery ingredients, no animal byproducts.
Better chicken feed, great tasting chicken. What a pleasant morning. It's warm, but not too warm.
He's so happy.
in the fried process. That would kind of help bridge everything together.
You may not have gotten a ton of cheese, but yo, Mikey, I got the mozz.
You got the mozz.
I also think that
We're off to a horrible start, but we can overcome it. We're not going to point out our houses, landmarks, or major highways during takeoff.
Don't buy anything. I've had so many delicious snacks. They're
I'll say ballpark when Route 2 is going to get boarded.
2 hours and 58 minutes.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
someone should have left home earlier.
Michael and I take this job very seriously. And our decision is going to be based on who did the best job with the quince.
Chef Ian, tell us about your dish.
Today we have compressed quince with fried mozzarella and roasted quince dressing.
It's hard to not only take an ingredient, but do multiple preparations of it. So the use of it in the dressing and then the compressed fruit, I thought was very nice. The honey played really nice. And the crunch on the fried mozz is spectacular. But you lost a lot of mozz in the frying process. That would kind of help bridge everything together.
You may not have gotten a ton of cheese, but yo, Mikey, I got the mozz.
You got the mozz.
I also think that using the quince in 2 ways was really the smart of you. Maybe just like a little bit of cayenne or something like a zing would have complemented the honey compressed quince even more. Chef Ruth, why don't you tell us what you made?
Honey caramelized quince with a bacon, hazelnut, and shallot vinaigrette.
So these are flavors that play really nice together. You get the fatty saltiness of the bacon lardon, the hazelnuts, which had a nice crispiness, but I lost a little bit of the quince because there was a lot of lettuce. So I think even a little bit less greens just to make it a little bit more of the star.
You've cooked the quince in a way that I think is really positive to the dish. It's the sweetness that I like, and I think that that is complemented by the fat of the nuts and the bacon. If I have a critique for the dish, I think it is overdressed.
The fact that Ian's done quince 2 ways has me a little worried, but I know the flavors are great, so I'm pretty hopeful.
The chef that we've chosen, who will beat Bobby Flay tonight, is Chef Ruth.
I'm a little dejected, but I was really proud of the dish, and this experience was amazing.
Ruth, what led you to the next round is just you have really great flavors and really brought out all that is delightful about quince.
Ruth, I'm a fan of this show, but I'm a bigger fan of people that can beat Bobby Flay.
I'll do my best.
So how you feeling about round 2?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? I know how to cook. Right?
She's confident. So what are we cooking tonight? What is your signature dish?
My signature dish is mule's frites.
More Pacific Northwest. Mussels is one of my favorite things.
Me
Love
too.
them.
Don't worry, you'll have some someday, Bobby.
I like how it's the back muscle. It's not like
Hey, Ruth, you don't need to jump in on it.
So Ruth, Joseph, and I could not be the judges.
We have 3 people standing by to do a blind taste test. You ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do this.
45 minutes on the clock. The time starts now.
So mule frites, mussels, and French fries. And the classic dish, perfectly crisp French fries that you could dip in that broth with those mussels. I mean, I'm in a happy place.
Well, the broth is really, that's the place, that's the medium to bring out that flavor. You go a little curry on there or something, or garlic it up, or if she keeps it really simple, because a simple dish can be the road to perfection.
Classic mule's frites is mussels, usually steamed in a white wine, butter broth, fries, and usually some sort of aioli. But I like to put a little spin on it and do it with a béarnaise sauce. It's a egg yolk and butter sauce.
Ruth, how did this become your signature dish?
My husband's from Newfoundland, and we like our mussels.
Can you do a Newfoundland accent for us?
No, I can't.
So mussels and fries. I love to eat it. I love to cook it. I'm going to riff on the classic theme. I'm going to make mussels steamed with red curry broth and the French fries with a lime and black pepper mayonnaise.
How are your little triceps doing there, buddy? You're just pushing them.
Oh, there you go.
Put all 112 pounds behind it, Bobby. You could do it. Ooh, this one's stubborn.
Shut up. I'm just going to cut the potatoes and get them soaked in some ice water to get rid of some of the starch.
Bobby, what kind of sauce are you going to do?
Red curry.
Oh, hey.
Look, he was listening to Joe.
Read your mind.
I'm going to start with some shallots, garlic. Then I add the red curry paste. I'm going to toast all of these aromatics to really bring out the flavors of the red curry. Then I add some white wine, and then I add some coconut milk, which I think balances out, the strong flavors of that red curry.
I'm going to go see what's going on.
All right, take care of business.
I will. 38 minutes left. Hi, Ruth.
Hi.
Oh, you filled your pockets with truffles on the way from Vancouver, I see. Are the truffles going to go in with the mussels?
No, so the truffles I'm going to toss on the frites after with a little bit of peppered pecorino.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
And what's going in your broth for the mussels?
The broth, I'm just going to keep it simple with a white wine shallot scallion broth.
I like that. So very classic.
Yeah, and I'm going to make a béarnaise sauce to go with it as well.
Oh, man. I smell victory. Oh, Mr. Flay.
What's up, kid?
Doing good.
I'm hanging in there.
Hanging in there? What do you got going in the broth?
Ginger, shallots, garlic, red curry paste, white wine, and coconut milk.
Mm-hmm.
I have some lime leaves in there as well.
It is very nice flavor. I had to ask something. You know, I knew you grew up on the mean streets of the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
And Joe's here, you know, arguably the toughest guy on television.
Yeah.
If we brought him in here to box with you a little bit, how would you feel? Would you feel?
Get away.
Here, wait, come on. Let me see what you got. Show me what you got. No, come on. Get behind him. You know, just maybe a boom, boom. Like, little arm drag. Come on, you know.
3 words. Business lady places.
You. It'll lift up.
Oh, good. So Ruth must be doing.
Leland Adventure. So leapfrog. Lots of batteries not included. Animation unit. Animation use.
Minutes left, guys. 20 minutes.
Well, something smells good, so Ruth must be doing well.
Ruth's too good. I love, actually, both dishes I think are going to be very delicious. Bobby's broth's got a good amount of spice to it. Coconut milk, lime juice, garlic, and Ruth is going classic, delicious little frites.
Obviously, Bobby's great with outside the box, but I would.
Juice, garlic, and Ruth is going classic, delicious little frites.
Obviously, Bobby's great with outside the box, but I would tend to favor the traditional style.
I've been making Will's Frites for 18 years, and Bobby always wins. So if my Will's Frites beats Bobby's, that's it. It's number 1. At this point, I have my potatoes in for blanching. It's time to build my broth for the mussels. I put a whole stick of butter in there with the scallion and shallots just to build the flavors together.
She's got her work ahead of her, but I believe in you, Ruth.
We believe in Ruth.
Going in. 15 minutes, everybody. All right, Ruth, what do we got going on here?
Well, now I'm going to start the béarnaise sauce.
Ooh, that's going to be delicious.
Yeah.
You're making that specifically for Michael to try, I know, because he wants to dip all his frites in the béarnaise.
That's the point. I start off with my egg yolks and eggs. I add my vinegar, hot sauce, Worcestershire, and slowly start adding butter, and that can whip and temper the eggs at the same time. Next, I want to get my mussels started. They hit it with some white wine. I'm putting the lid on to create a seal so that they can steam open.
This has been a dream of mine, I gotta say, being in the kitchen and
Jonah,
doing
let him soften you up over there.
I know. It's got me pegged. That's delicious. Not salty enough, but it's delicious.
It's gonna get there. So the classic way to cook French fries is to cook them twice. First you soak them, get the starch out, and then you blanch them in lower temperature oil so that they cook through, but they don't get crisp.
All right, good luck, Bobby. You're gonna need it.
So the mussels go into the Dutch oven. I cover it with the broth. I steam them open. Let the juices from the mussels marry with the broth, and then I cover the pot. Get it going.
Ruth is doing a great job balancing those flavors. She's got it all going on. She's utilizing her time well. Whereas Bobby's got so much going on. If he was not Bobby Flay, I would really be second guessing it.
I like our chances. I think we're in good shape. 11 minutes.
So I want to get my mussels out so they don't cook anymore, but then grab some cold butter so I can finish off the broth.
How are those frites coming along, Ruth?
Good. I just like to give them another little dipsy doozy before it gets a little closer. So I just
dipsy doozy.
Little dipsy doozy.
Watch out, Flay. She got the dipsy doozy going on over there.
So the mayonnaise is being flavored with lots of lime zest and some lime juice. If you're gonna serve fries with mayonnaise, it needs big flavor.
Here we go. Bobby Flay 101, how to be a tough guy. Come here, B. Now, I figure since I have Joseph here, this is a good time that you could maybe hone your boxing skills.
Okay.
Like, show me what you got. Get it, go in there, get in there. Oh, come on, get in there, come on. Quit goofing around, you only have 6 minutes left.
The mussels are done, and now I'm gonna cook the French fries for a second time.
I take the fries, finish them off with a bit of the peppered pecorino, and then I shave the truffle on extra fine so that it coats the fries.
How you feeling, Ruth?
Feeling good.
All right, I like it. 3 minutes left. I smell victory.
Yeah.
So I'm first putting the mussels into the bowls, and then the béarnaise sauce for my fries, and then I finish each one of them off with a little broth.
Coming up on 1 minute.
I put the mussels into the bowl, and I pour the broth over it, and then put a little bit of the lime black pepper mayonnaise in a bowl, and put the fries on top.
8, 7,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm feeling great. I think sticking to that classic flavor where the mussels can shine through will help me win.
I'm taking a risk by really bringing a lot of flavor to these mussels, but I think it's going to come down to which flavor the judges are into today.
Zach Bagans from Ghost Adventures.
Now we would like to
Snoring and automatically adjusts to help reduce it. Your best sleep all night, every night.
Ruth, Bobby, congratulations on finishing your meat treats. Now we would like to introduce you to your judges.
The chef and owner of Rotisserie Georgette, Georgette Farkas. The owner of B&C Restaurant Group, Craig Samuel. And the owner of D'Artagnan, Ariane Dagan.
Very good. Judges, please start with the first dish in front of you.
You know, I'm a fan of the classics, and Wolf Creek is a classic. The mussels were nicely cooked. I love the white wine and the butter, the shallots. And these fries have a nice crisp exterior, and the béarnaise was as good as it gets. But I would have liked a little more flavor from the broth.
This is a very addictive dish. You cannot stop eating the mussel, you cannot stop eating the fries. The sauce should have been a little more reduced so that the white wine would have been a little more concentrated.
The cooking of the mussels was just right. Fries, soft, tender inside, crispy outside, and I'm tasting a little black truffle, but if you're gonna give me black truffle, you really gotta give me black truffle. I'd like to taste some more.
Judges, you could switch your plates.
The mussels are about as perfectly cooked as I've ever seen mussels. And the flavor of the broth just really sings, just really well balanced. But the French fries are a little bit overcooked.
The red curry is just a brilliant addition to an otherwise traditional European dish. The only thing I object to a little bit, the fries are real nice, but they plunk them right into the mayonnaise. I'd rather have my blind mayonnaise on the side and be able to dip it myself.
I love this dish. Having that curry and that sweetness goes very, very well with the mussels. On the fries, I cannot find the mayo. I have to go hunt for it, which is a shame because that acidity is very pleasant. Otherwise, really, really nice dish.
All right, guys, your job tonight is to pick the winner. So please take a vote.
Bobby's mussels were cooked perfectly and my fries were cooked perfectly. So right now I feel like we could go either way.
The judges have voted. Winner is Chef Bobby Flay.
Even though I didn't win, I got to compete against Bobby Flay, and it's a huge accomplishment.
I needed to rough them up one.
Obviously, we can't beat you in the kitchen, but I know where we can beat you. Dark alley, meet us there. Come on, Flay, we got you this next time. What do you think?
We're out.
Time flies when you're working those muscles.
I thrive on pushing myself to the limit. So I'm taking on the elements, epic obstacles, and everything that can be thrown at me. Mission. I won't know where I'm going or what my challenge will be. But I know it won't be easy.
So my producers send me on a road trip to Mackinac City. It's beautiful, lots of lakes, but it's miles from nowhere. There's not many stores, there's not many people. I have no idea why I'm here, but it is dinner impossible. This one could be the one that breaks the camel's back, and it's impossible.
Welcome to the forest.
Good morning. What is this place?
Well, Robert, we're glad to have you here at Jack Pine Lumberjack Show up in Mackinac City. My name is Dan McDonough. I'm a 9-time world champion log roller.
And what do you guys do?
I
I'm Ellie Davenport. I am a world-class log roller. And I am Libby Papadopoulos, and I'm also a professional log roller.
They're 1 and 2 in the world in log rolling right now.
I love it.
So what do you do here? All we do is show nightly from Memorial Day to Labor Day, and we have some of the best lumberjacks come through here. It's absolutely amazing what they do every night. They do chopping, sawing, climbing, log rolling, axe throwing, every event in lumberjack sports. And what we do is we invite guests in, then we divide the audience up into logging camps. And they cheer for one guy and boo for the other as these guys demonstrate all the skills the lumberjacks did back in the late 1800s. Lumberjacks evolved as part of Americana, part of our history. Think back to the 1800s, late 1800s, had a huge building boom, and you need lumber to make that happen. So these lumberjacks went out in the woods, they felled the trees, and then the sawmills cut them up, and it helped our country grow. So it's part of our history, and we'd like to keep it alive up here in northern Michigan.
So why am I here?
We thought we could get you here and maybe feed some of our lumberjacks.
Feed them? What do they eat?
Everything. They'll burn between 5,000 and 6,000 calories a day when they're working up the logging camps.
I'm just mesmerizing them.
We have some of the best lumber.
you alone? Play it.
You own a Harley Davidson? Tell me you own a Harley Davidson without telling me you own a Harley. It's my day off, but I just wanted to come up here. Whoop, there goes Park.
It has to do with how to most efficiently store spices at home, how to keep them organized. I had like the worst situation. My spices were in a chaotic mess. It was
Hey, yo, you got your phone? Call my phone. Let me make sure the right one rings. Today would be nice. Oh, it's my old phone. It's weird. Everything's transferred. What the fuck's this problem? What I got, Jerry?
Huh?
I'm getting email on it. It's weird. Verizon don't want to let go.
Maybe that the NT they do the transfer.
Call Carolyn tomorrow. Tonight.
Let her do it.
Why? That was easy. I didn't leave my phone. Sit in her office for a half hour, 45 minutes. Have no phone for an hour. I'm at work.
Maybe go back to the setting and
I'm not gonna mess with it. Okay. Figure it out tomorrow. Not that big a deal. It's working. I just thought of it. Like, I wonder if the phone, everything else is over. You know? Yeah, and it's only because it's a different carrier. You know?
Big tough mess BC. Got bed rack put in. All the good stuff. Pro Eagle Jack. Put their prototype spacer kit on there. Everything worked out perfectly. Upper control arms. There's their spacer kit. 37s. Sick. This big tough mess BC. Got bed rack put in. All the good stuff. Pro Eagle Jack. Put their prototype spacer kit on there. Everything worked out.
What is the deal with these people? They want us to use they, them as a singular pronoun. Can you believe that? It's just crazy. Hold on a second. Somebody left their wallet here. I don't know where to find them. Okay. You know, I'm going to leave their wallet right here for them. I hope they come back for it. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Singular pronouns. It's ridiculous, really.
It's skinny.
Mhm.
It's skinnier, you know, the screen. That's kind of sucks, but I don't care. It's free. You know, what am I going to complain? I'm not out $2,000. I should be happy. I'd go buy fucking earbuds and, you know, like buy the good ones. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I say just saved $1,600 or more.
I'm Bobby Flay. Each week, one
Right.
great chef will try to take me down in my house.
Oh, do you want to play second? Can I get a help with speaking? Okay, let's see.
Two people that know me well will decide who's got the skills to beat me. Round two, I go head to head with the winning contender. It's their turn to surprise me with their signature dish. Friendly competition.
That's distracting.
This is gonna be the first one I don't finish. Blaze of trouble. This is bottom line. Everyone's out to beat me. All right, guys, the heat is on. It's time to grill. Who's with me tonight? Here's two people hoping I go down in flames. Josh Capine and Laura in the kitchen. Laura Vitale. We're coming for you. All right, Bobby Flay. You're going to get grilling tonight. I know. What's up with the grilling?
You know, you like the grill guys. 47,000 cookbooks about grilling, so we figured we're going to give you a little grill challenge.
If you think about that, we were not smart.
Could backfire.
Okay, the queen of Italian cooking is here.
Thank you.
Oh, I was just in Italy for 3 weeks.
I know. I emailed you and asked you to come for Sunday dinner, and you didn't get back to me.
Are you serious?
Yes. I was in Amalfi Coast, so I had a couple of like grill spritzes.
Are you drunk emailing me?
I wasn't drunk.
I'll give you my email address too in case.
You'll be my +1.
Love it.
So are you ready to be our chef?
Our first contender traded in his combat boots for his kitchen knives. Mark Henry!
Our next contender was here to lasso a win tonight from McAllen, Texas, Larry Delgado.
I'm coming for you, Bobby.
Mark, Larry, welcome. I know you both want to rake me over the coals, but first you must go through each other. We're going to put 20 minutes on the clock. I'm going to give you an ingredient of my choice, and you must make that ingredient the star of your dish. And since we're all about grilling tonight, I'm going to give you an easy one. Eel porterhouse chops.
I don't cook a lot of veal, but I'm from Texas. I've been grilling meat since I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
This is a gift.
Thank you, Chef. I'm excited because I love veal. It's tender, sweet beef.
Rock the house.
You guys did a big favor.
I think it's absolutely delicious. Porterhouse, you got the filet and you got the strip in there. You got the best of both worlds. You know, rosemary, lemon, grill it.
I think I would do a very quick red wine reduction and some porcini mushrooms or something, and that's it.
But here's the thing though, they gotta introduce a little staff.
Yeah.
There is not enough time to cook that thing the way I want to. So I'm taking this beautiful chop off the bone, pounding it in so they can cook evenly. I'm making veal scallopini with a shallot beurre blanc and sauteed kale. My strategy is just to impart as much flavor as I can so that they know I've got the chops to take on Bobby Flay. I grew up in the Rio Grande Valley on the border of Texas and Mexico. Culinary school just wasn't in the cards for me, but I got a job at Carrabba's Italian Grill, and 7 years later, I made my way to managing partner. But I felt an urge for really delving into Mexican food and getting back to my roots. That's where Salome on Main was born. And when you're so close to the border and the Mexican restaurant ranks among the best, you know you're doing something right. Bobby, you don't stand a chance.
I decided to use the veal 2 ways. I'm making fennel prawn marinated veal loin, and I also plan to use the bones to make a veal stock with a panzanella salad. Start to marinate the loin as opposed to the tenderloin because it has a little bit of fat to it.
Mark, how you doing, baby?
Doing better than Larry is.
Oh, coming out firing over there.
I like to think I'm good at what I do. I did about 8 years in the United States Army. In 2009, I had to medically retire, which is ultimately how I wound up in the kitchen. I really fell in love with Korean and Japanese street food and all things meat. I opened Rooster's House of Ramen and Happy Valley Tacos, and everything just kind of fell into place. I've got 3 little girls at home, and I think it's good for them to see their dad compete with the legend.
16 minutes on the clock. All right, Larry, I'm coming in.
Come on down.
I gotta ask you one question, brother.
Talk to me.
They gave me these beautiful porterhouse chops.
I know.
And you turned them into medallion.
Well, they're going to be delicious nonetheless.
I hope so. What's in the soul mix?
We got a little oregano, pepper, and sticky garlic. Going for layers of flavor here.
Layers of flavor. That's what it takes to take down Bobby Flett.
Show them how we do it in South Texas.
That's it. Roasting the bones?
Yeah, we're gonna make veal stock or a panzanella salad.
Very nice. You also took the meat off the bones, though.
Yeah, I want to be able to control the cook a little bit better, make sure that I'm not serving anything raw.
Interesting. The bone can be helpful. You know, you're risking getting it really dry.
Yeah.
Let's go, buddy.
After I roast the bone, I deglaze with Pernod, which is a anise flavored liqueur, very similar flavor profile to the fennel.
The veal's going to need some fat, so I'm making a shallot blanc with butter and white wine and lemon juice. I've got another pan going with garlic and some beautiful kale. This is the start of my kale saute.
9 minutes to go.
I decided to put my veal on with less than 10 minutes to go because I don't want to overcook it. I'm moving on to the panzanella. Panzanella is a bread salad. I toast my sourdough, dice up some tomatoes, and add onions and fennel to a cast iron.
It is all about grilling tonight, so let's hope we see some like good grill marks and everything.
I'm most concerned about Larry because he's got those medallions going, which are good for him.
All right, I'm gonna go in because I'm nosy and I have to see what he's working on.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be nosy. You've got some kale, some medallions. Are you nervous at all that you took your chop apart?
A little bit after I heard comments back there, but
Yeah, it can go very dry really fast. But I have faith in you.
thank you. I removed the veal from the grill. It's almost at that point, but I'm going to layer some fontina cheese in there and finish it off in the salamander.
So you want to tell me a little bit about what you've got going on?
Take a little bit of veal stock I'm going to finish this panzanella with.
I'm excited. I love me some bread.
Who doesn't love bread?
They're not. You're very busy. I'm gonna leave.
I'm going to stay.
5 minutes on the clock, guys.
Cut into the veal, and it's a little bit under, but I like my veal pretty rare, so it's the best way for me to go.
That's not cooked. It's got 3 minutes left.
You could have kept it on the grill.
It's cooked the way that I wanted it to be cooked.
So we'll see what happens.
Hillary and David popped the big question.
Well, what is it?
Are you going to set your DVR?
Yes. I love it. Let's go.
Never miss an episode. Love it or list it. All new, Monday at 8 on HGTV.
Hey, what's up?
I can't get this TV to work.
Play music.
What's this? Help.
Introducing Best Buy Total Tech. 24/7 tech support and more.
At America's Best, you can get 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam starting at just $69.95. 2 pairs, and they don't even have to be
Maybe I could just leave this
In
at
fact,
home.
One pair
you
can
know?
be practical and sturdy, while the other pair is super stylish and
Make
wildly
sure I don't
looking.
fuck it up.
Not that it's a contest or anything. 2 pairs and a free quality eye exam starting at just $69.95. The exam alone is worth at least $50. Book yours today at americasbest.com. The silent type, I see.
It's delightful. Seriously? But it's a total train wreck.
It's obvious that you put a lot of work into it.
She's probably happy because she found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol.
Does anyone want to go on a bike ride?
Welcome to Allstate. A place where everyone lives life well protected. And even when things go a bit wrong, we got your back. Here, things work the way you wish they would. And better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click or call for a lower auto rate today.
Did you see the one with Mystery Apartment Girl?
She feels a breeze
Coming from behind the medicine cabinet, so she looks behind it, and guess what she found? A hole.
How big was the hole?
Did she go in?
She squeezed her way through.
What did she find on the other side?
A totally abandoned apartment, which is bigger than our apartment. This is freaking me out, Tony!
No hidden apartment.
Let's release her. You know what? I'll stop talking now. Please have seen.
Dyson's latest vacuum is the only one to use a laser. It reveals invisible dust. Carbon fiber filaments pick up those microscopic particles. Suction is increased when needed. This special sensor counts each particle size and gives you scientific proof. While this hyperdegree motor generates 230 kilowatts of suction for the most powerful deep clean. By direct from the people who made it.
All right. What do you know? Who's your feel at?
Rebecca,
You got a minute 42.
I start plating. My kale goes in the center of the plate. My veal stack goes right over the kale, and I top the whole thing off with the shallot verblon.
It's in pink.
My veal is closer to rare, but it's very tender.
The proper temperature of my restaurant, medium rare to medium, that is not even close.
At this point, I have to get it on the plate. I put a pile of the panzanella as the base, fan the veal on top,
10, 9,
and finish with a little bit of veal stock.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, Chef Larry, what did you make?
So veal scallopini with a shallot verblon, melted fontina, and sauteed cake.
It's a very tasty dish. It's almost like a veal piccata, a lot of lemon. The choice of the fontina works. It's rich, it's creamy, it's borderline aggressively seasoned, but it is tasty.
It's a little dry, which is expected when you're pounding it so thin, but the kale's good. It goes really well with fontina. It tastes good.
Thank you.
Chef Mark, tell us what you made.
A fennel prawn marinated veal chop with a fennel panzanella.
That tastes delicious. The marinade doesn't overpower the veal. The char on your bread is such a good addition. But temperature-wise, for me, it's way underdone.
To me, the star of the dish was actually the panzanella salad. The roasted red onions, the capers, the tomato, the charred bread works really, really well. There's some good technique, just a little more time on the grill.
Mark's veal is underdone, but I'm worried that I've dried the meat out.
And the chef that will be moving forward is Chef Larry.
I'm still proud of what I've done, and I am excited to watch this episode with my girls. It will be a trip for sure.
Larry, it was tasty.
But let this be a warning for you. He's crazy.
You still have that lasso, by the way? Maybe I'll have time in the middle.
I've got it.
All right, Larry, what is your signature dish tonight, sir?
My signature dish is carne asada.
We're gonna grill, right?
I applaud that.
All right, Larry, how long have you been making this dish?
Growing up in deep South Texas, I was born with a molcajete in my hand.
Let's grill, Larry, let's go!
I'm gonna put 45 minutes on the clock. Fire up those grills. Let's go.
Carne asada literally means grilled meat. Traditionally used short steak. I would probably do a taco, maybe a little mole rub on there, maybe a little salsa verde on top.
I'm used to eating this in a very traditional way. Steak on the left, and then we got your beans and your rice never mixed.
Never mixed.
Homemade corn tortillas.
A typical carne asada would be served with salsas and tortillas, but I'm bringing mole to the table, as well as a huitlacoche tamal, because I want to showcase authentic Mexican cuisine. In my restaurant, mole takes days, and a mole verde is something that I can do with fresh ingredients in a short amount of time. If I boil my tomatillos, jalapeno, and dry avocado leaves, this is the base for my mole verde.
Good steak is like one of my favorites. They're cheaper cut to meat, but they have the most flavor. With marinade on steak and soy sauce, honey, sour orange juice. I'm gonna make a red chili salsa, crunchy avocado relish, and pickled onion and poblano relish. Pickled onions with some grenadine and some red wine vinegar, and then I want to roll them.
So you said you won't wait it off again?
I have to get my meat marinade. So I've got a bunch of cilantro, lime juice, soy sauce, fish sauce, hint of porcini, salt, and pepper. Umami. I like to see the marinade.
I'm gonna go check it out on Larry.
Good for you.
Come on, that's all you got for your boy? Come on, let's go! What kind of meat you use?
Using flank.
Flank.
Traditional.
Thought skirt steak is traditional. Both. Both?
Thank you, Bobby. In northern Mexico, carne asada is traditionally a flank steak. It's much leaner, and it's going to yield a more tender bite.
Let's go. Take him down, all right? We got you.
All right.
I'm gonna leave him alone so I can distract this guy a little bit. Oh, you're roasting some chilies.
Yes, socket. The first sauce I'm going to make is like a red chili sauce. So I'm toasting guajillo chilies, pasilla chilies, and some chipotle chilies to bring out their natural oils.
All right, remember, you're going against a guy that's been making carne asada since he's been in diapers.
I know.
Let's hear it for Larry. Come on.
So next, I start on my tamal mixture with my huitlacoche. Huitlacoche is a unique Mexican delicacy. It's what happens when a fungus attacks the corn cob, causing an enlarged kernel that turns black. It just has this intense corn flavor. I want to cook this until they're just soft enough to puree.
Larry, what exactly are you working on?
I'm making a huitlacoche tamal.
A tamale?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wait a minute.
Tamal is not typically something that can be pulled off in 45 minutes. Typically, masa is a 2-day process. So I add my huitlacoche puree to instant masa. Corn. I grab some fresh corn and start peeling the husks. I'll use this to stuff my tamales.
Larry, how long does a tamale take to steam?
About an hour and a half.
Sounds good, buddy. We got 31 minutes left.
I build a flat tamale, thin enough to cook in 25 minutes. Come on, work with me here.
To make a tamale in this period of time and also cook the steak and also make the relish, I think it's really impressive.
Maybe a bit ambitious, but I come here to paint.
Hitting the road? Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile covers more interstate highway miles with 5G than Verizon. You said that! T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, most reliable 5G network.
You've been taking mental health meds, and your mind is finally in a better place. Except now, you have uncontrollable body movements called tardive dyskinesia, TD, and it can seem like that's all people see. Some meds for mental health can cause abnormal dopamine signaling in the brain. While how it works is not fully understood, Ingrezza is thought to reduce that signaling.
Ingrezza is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with TD movements in the face and body. People taking Ingrezza can stay on their current dose of most mental health meds. Don't take Ingrezza if you're allergic to any of its ingredients. Ingrezza may cause serious side effects, including sleepiness. Don't drive, operate heavy machinery, or do other dangerous activities until you know how Ingrezza affects you. Other serious side effects include potential heart rhythm problems and abnormal movements.
Shift the focus more on you. Ask your doctor about Ingrezza. It's simple. One pill, once daily. Number one prescribed for TD. Learn how you can pay as little as $0 at Ingrezza.com.
Wonderful pistachio.
I never felt it. Or your endurance. That's why they.
So go on, make a bunch happen.
I take some pumpkin seeds, normally
All new, Monday at 8 on HGTV.
carne asada is a dish that needs to marinate for hours. The tamal is normally an hour and a half process, but I gotta keep my eye on the fries, and that's the beauty of Bobby's way. It's time to finish my mole verde. I take some pumpkin seeds, add them to the blender, along with my tomatillos. Mole verde is a very herbaceous sauce. I know it's gonna bring this whole dish together.
Bobby, Larry is going all out here.
Yeah, I got a lot to do. First sauce I'm going to make is like a red chili sauce. So I'm putting red chilies, honey, some lime juice, and some sour orange juice, and I just balance out the flavors. And I'm going to actually set up a smoker. I'm going to finish the meat in the smoker.
Larry has a steak on the grill. I'm gonna go in.
Okay.
My friend, you've got a whole lot happening.
Just getting this mole going.
Oh, I'm trying now. I'll take a quart of that.
Good.
I'm excited. You think your tamales are gonna cook tonight?
Let's hope so.
You're very busy, so I'm gonna distract Bobby a little bit.
You got it.
Oh, thank you. What do I got?
Red chili sauce.
Terrible. Very good. Very spicy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make a crunchy avocado relish. The relish is crushed avocados with some green onions and some cilantro, some lime juice, and some blue corn tortillas. The avocado has a nice cooling effect, and also the tortillas will give it a nice crunch.
All right, just under 15 minutes.
It's time to get started on my corn relish. I'm essentially making a pico de gallo with diced Roma tomatoes, onions, and I like jalapeno because it's not so aggressive. I check my steaks. Oh yeah, they're beautifully charred. Take them off with 15 minutes to spare because I want them to rest.
The ones come out, peel them, seed them. We're gonna combine that with the grilled pickled red onions.
Bobby's looking way too cool and collected. I'm gonna beat him up a little bit.
Shake them up.
11 minutes remain. Come on, Bobby. Is this on you at all? Damn thing. I'm trying, Larry. I'm trying.
What are you smoking?
Mesquite wood.
I like it. I like that your meat is not hit the grill yet. A little spice rub on there? What do you got? Some dried chilies?
Yeah.
Very nice.
I put them on the grill first, get a good smoky flavor going, a good crust as well. I mean, that's really key.
That is carne asada right there.
All right, Larry, how we doing?
Feeling really
Actually, I'm feeling pretty good right now. You got a nice corn salad over here.
Meat looks incredible and it smells great.
Thank you.
You know what, Bobby? I'm feeling pretty good about this guy right now. 9 minutes, guys. Come on, take it home, baby. Take it home.
So then I'm gonna make like a Chipotle vinaigrette. It's the juices from the Chipotle, it's sour orange juice, some honey, some lime juice. Just kind of brings it all together. Now I have to deal with the most important thing, which is the steak. Put them in the cast iron so the crust is nice and even, and into the smoker to finish them. So it's gonna pick up some of that earthy, smoky flavor.
Originally, I thought skirt steak was the way to go, but I actually like the thickness of the flank steak that Larry's using because he was able to get much more char on that piece of meat.
If you can pull this off, it'd be really amazing.
Time to check my tamales. I opened it and still has a sticky texture, so I know I have a few more minutes to go. Come on, tamales.
4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes.
The steaks come out of the smoker, and I should let them rest for like 10 minutes, but that's not happening. So I'm cutting them.
This is the closest I've seen Bobby come down to the wire.
Same.
So I slice my steaks and they look gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
That steak looks beautiful, Larry.
Thank you. Next, I open up the tamales. They're a little firm. That means they're cooked. It's time to plate. I spoon mole verde at the bottom, the tamale at 12 o'clock, corn relish over the tamale, and 3 beautiful slices of carne asada.
30 seconds.
I'm putting down the red chili sauce with the crunchy avocado in the middle. Then I have the sliced skirt steak, some onion and poblano relish, and the Chipotle vinaigrette.
2, 1.
Look at Larry's
I gotta say, Larry's steaks look great. Come on.
That steak's a beautiful char, but this is Bobby Flay.
Oh God, I think it looks delicious. Actually, it looks juicy. You know, we'll see.
You know, well, I've gone back and looked at the holidays. And with you.
Travis, your peppermint white chocolate and lime menu meal is what truly matters. Winning the holiday baking championship.
Fall in love with holiday baking championship.
Season premiere.
For over 120 years. You're directed. Fiber.
Go with the first carne asada in front of you.
I love that the carne asada is nice and pink on the inside, beautiful char on the outside. I'm also very surprised to see a tamal because tamal usually takes a long time to make. It's soft, it's earthy, but I would have loved to taste a little bit more of the huitlacoche.
It's very well seasoned, the steak. It's cooked to a perfect medium rare. And that corn salsa for me is that really sort of a star on that plate. There's that nice acidity to it. However, for me, the tamale was a little underseasoned and just kind of was a little flat in comparison.
The meat was cooked perfectly. The mole verde, right acidity, nice clean flavors. I loved it.
All right, judges, please switch your plates.
The chunky guacamole with the crunchy tortillas is my favorite part. The the skirt steak has so much flavor. It's cooked beautifully, but it's a little bit too much different sauces in the same plate.
I think it's a great representation of carne asada, from the citrus marinade and the steak, that beautiful crust and char, the guacamole and the poblano peppers and the pickled onions really just work. But the chili salsa was a little bit overpowering, kind of took over all the rest of the flavors on the plate.
This dish begs to be made into a taco. Lots of bold flavors. The meat has a really, really nice deep char on it. And there's a bright acidity with the charred onion. For me, eating it all together, a little too many flavors, the meat kind of gets lost a little.
We're going to ask you to take a vote. Judges love to cook on both of our carne asadas, so it's going to come down to the accompaniments.
And the winner is Chef Larry!
Wow, I just beat Bobby Flay. This is crazy. It's a super proud moment for me, for my wife, for all of the Rio Grande Valley.
Bobby, this was a mess. Larry, I thought this was perfectly balanced, and the carne asada really had a chance to shine.
Thank you.
Got you, Bobby, in your wheelhouse, go with your rail juice.
Went down, buddy. I'm Larry Avocado, and I just beat Bobby Flay. I'm Bobby Flay. Each week, one great chef is going to take me down in my house. I'm not worried about Bobby. What? This culinary battle. Surprise me with their signature dish.
That's distracting.
This is gonna be the first one I don't finish. Blaze of trouble. Woo! Bottom line, everyone out to meet me. All right, guys, who's in my corner tonight? I'm ready to come out swinging. Joining me tonight are two of my friends really looking to give me a hard time. Chef Michael Panzanella and Food Network's Jeff Morrow. All right. I love to start to show up with a brawl. We're not playing today. Clearly. Any strategy tonight, Jeff?
First of all, I'm going to start with my mouth as much as possible. But the producers backstage told me my record,
Which is what?
2 and 5. It's not good.
Latajo's better. I'm actually on a downward slope right now here too, so
We're going to need to pick the right chef here to beat you.
yeah, I think today love wins.
Love wins. Wow.
Some things actually come better in pairs.
All right. From San Francisco, please welcome the executive chef and co-owner of Noosh, Syed Othman. Oh, man, he's got a rolling pin.
Bobby, you know that wise saying, two heads are better than one? The other executive chef and co-owner of Noosh, Syed's wife, Chef Laura Ozomas.
Oh, it's a Bobby Manana. Laura, welcome. Now, you have put yourself in quite a position here. We call it the no-win situation.
We see it as a win-win situation.
A win-win.
Because
I
either
like that.
way, one of us is going to beat you.
One of us, okay. You think you can take your husband down here?
Absolutely. I mean, he knows it already.
Okay, I'm going to give you a single ingredient of my choice, and you must make that the star of your dish. Tonight's ingredient is dried cascabel chilies. You seem very excited about this ingredient.
So I was born in Mexico, but I've been cooking for the past 3-4 years, just Eastern Mediterranean food. So I think it's the best way to combine the both worlds.
How about you?
It's one of the ingredients we together cherish the most.
Okay, good. I like that. Jeff and Michael will taste your dishes, and they'll decide which one of you goes up against me in round 2. All right, guys, the honeymoon is over. Cascabel chilies, the fantastic chili pepper. You know, they're spicy. I always say, like, cascabels taste like if tea was spicy. You can pulverize it into a powder or rehydrate them because they're dry. do a nice dry rub with sugar, do shrimps, you get that crust.
I like the idea of rehydrating it and then marinating something, even like flavored mayonnaise or an aioli to serve with something, or like a pimento cheese made out of that.
That sounds great. I'll take two.
Laura's got the cascabeles on the Chef, you got 6 minutes.
How are you?
What's your strategy with this dish?
So I'm gonna make an adobo, the cascabel chilies, smoked yogurt, and maitake mushrooms.
Love my takis.
The thing that I love about cascabel chilies is that you can create many things with them that is gonna transfer the flavor to the real ingredient or a vessel. Adobo is a Mexican sauce with rehydrated dried chilies with some spices, garlic, and onions.
I'm gonna cut to the chase. Who's a better cook?
I think you should ask him.
That's a trap.
From my young age, I said, I want to be a chef. I went to the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America.
I grew up in Istanbul. I came to the United States to study biology, but I signed up for culinary school.
And that's when I met Syed.
We got married about 9 months later.
After our honeymoon, we opened Lush, serving Eastern Mediterranean food. We did feature in Eater Forbes on San Francisco Chronicle. My husband and I are a culinary powerhouse.
We're pretty unstoppable.
Chef, how are you, sir?
Welcome, excellent.
So you're making an adobo as well?
Yes, I am.
Are you really?
Yeah. I'm gonna go grab some squash. Is that okay?
I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah, let's go
Let's
together.
go grab some squash.
Knowing Laura, she's going to go into a more traditional, tart, comforting Mexican adobo. That's why I wanted to make mine a little bit different. I'm making a cascabel adobo with delicada squash, hazelnuts, and feta.
Who makes a better adobo? You or Laura?
Probably her.
So that's not really. I'm smart on your part.
She's my mentor too.
You guys are
still there. Oh, see clouds that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
MotoGP is back in the United States after a 2.5-year break. It's Valentino Rossi's final ride. There's a championship on the line, and the stands are packed. We'll be back with the race in just a moment.